Amnesty International has found sufficient evidence to conclude that Israel is committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, stating that its military actions since October 2023 show clear intent to destroy the Palestinian population. The human rights group reports that Israel's actions include killing, causing harm, and deliberately creating conditions that could lead to the physical destruction of Palestinians. Over 44,500 Palestinians have died, with tens of thousands more injured. Amnesty's extensive research conducted between October 2023 and July 2024 included interviews with survivors, health workers, and satellite imagery. Despite Israel's claim of targeting Hamas, Amnesty argues that the scale and nature of its actions are unjustifiable under international law. Israel has denied the accusations, calling the report fabricated. Amnesty urges the international community to hold Israel accountable and calls for genocide to be added to the charges being investigated by the International Criminal Court. Protests and calls to end Israel's offensive continue worldwide. A humanitarian crisis in Gaza is worsening as the Civil Defense Directorate warns that a fuel shortage could halt all vital services in southern Gaza. Since October 7, international organizations have refused to supply fuel under the pretext of preventing Israeli occupation. Despite this, the Palestinian civil defense teams continue their operations with minimal resources, providing essential aid to displaced families in dire conditions. The southern region, marked as humanitarian, now faces the risk of a complete collapse of humanitarian interventions. In another devastating development, Israel's airstrike on a tent camp in southern Gaza's Al-Mawasi area has claimed the lives of 21 people, with 28 others injured. The attack targeted shelters where displaced families sought refuge, calling fires that incinerated some victims, including women and children. The attack has left the injured in critical conditions, with many victims unrecognizable due to severe burns and dismemberment. Meanwhile, Qatar has resumed its mediation efforts for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. After briefly suspending its involvement, Qatar is back at the negotiating table, seeking a resolution to the devastating conflict. While details of the talks remain undisclosed, Qatar's involvement is crucial in securing a truce and providing hope for a reduction in violence. In a major development, former Prime Minister Imran Khan, along with other senior PTI leaders, has been indicted in the attack on the general headquarters in Rawalpindi on May 9, 2023. This attack, which followed Khan's arrest, sparked violent riots across Pakistan, resulting in 10 deaths, hundreds of injuries, and widespread destruction of military installations and public buildings. The Anti-Terrorism Court has charged Khan and 100 others with sedition, terrorism, and conspiracy. The state has argued that the attack was an organized effort to destabilize Pakistan, with the military considering it a coordinated attack. Despite the serious charges, all accused, including Khan, have denied involvement, and the court proceedings continue, with hearings set to resume on December 10. Meanwhile, in Kurram district, a peace jirga composed of tribal representatives has arrived to mediate between the warring factions in the Sadr and Par Chinar areas. The jirga members were initially blocked but used alternative routes to continue their mission of restoring peace in the region. Despite the ceasefire, transportation and border access remain closed, adding to the ongoing challenges. In a humanitarian effort, the provincial government has airlifted life-saving medicines worth 6.3 million rupees to the district. In sports news, Pakistan's preparations for the upcoming ICC Champions Trophy are now complete, according to PCB chairman Mohsen Naqvi. The National Stadium in Karachi, one of the event's venues, is undergoing final upgrades to ensure the best facilities for fans. However, the deadlock remains over India's participation, with the BCCI yet to agree on the hybrid model, which would see India and Pakistan play their matches at neutral venues. The tournament is scheduled for February and March 2025.